Dear fourth, third standard students, today I am going to explain about our country. So, which is our country? India. India is our country. So, in this lesson, we learn about India. I think all of you know about India, no? Because India is our motherland. India is our motherland. It is also called Bharat. So India is the seventh largest country in the world. So our country is also called as nation. So in this lesson we learn about India, the physical features of India and physical boundaries of India, the extent of India, and our national symbols of India. So who are the important persons? What is the contribution of India to the world? So all of these you learn in this lesson. Understood? So India, it is our country. It is our motherland. We love it and we are proud of it because India is a big country. It is the seventh largest country in the world. So India is also called Bharat. It is bounded by Himalayan ranges in the north. Understood? So students, India is the second highest population in the world, first after China. India is a rich and glorious past. Once it was the seat of learning. Students from all over the world used to come here to study. Indian culture spread abroad. India goods had already market in foreign countries. It was a time when India was a land of plenty. Understood? India is a great country in the world. So today we learn about India in detail. So India is a big country. It is a part of Asia. Where it is situated, in which continent? In Asia, Asian continent. The extent of India is from north to south. It is about 3,200 kilometers. From east to west, it is 2,900 kilometers. Its land is about 15,200 kilometers. It has a coastline about 7,500 kilometers. The total land area is about 32 lakhs 900 square kilometer. Indian shape is like a triangle. What is the shape of India? Triangular in shape. So to the neighboring countries, what are all the sides of India? What do you see in all sides? North, east, west and south. To the north we have Himalaya, Tibet, Nepal and Bhutan. To the west, east, we have Myanmar, it is Burma also called, Bangladesh and Bay of Bengal. To the west, we have Pakistan and Arabian Sea. To the south, we have Indian Ocean and Sri Lanka. Time is changed, children. Once upon a time, India was under control of foreigners. It is a evil days for Indians. After that, there are so many invaders came to India. In ancient period, there are so many invaders. India is a wealth of nation. It has many natural resources. So many invaders came and plundered our wealth. India became a slave country before 1947. Foreign rulers exploited her as much as they could. India came independent in 1947. The foreign rulers went away. Who were the foreign rulers? British. British were ruled in India nearly 350 years. In that period, they exploited the Indians socially, economically and politically. So after independence, under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, country reached towards the progress. There's so many progress took place after independence under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru. You are the first Prime Minister of India. New industries were set up. Trade increase. Trade was increase. There were difficulties in the beginning. Kashmir was overrun by the tribals. There were communal riots. Millions of people were uprooted from their homes. After independence, India faced many problems. So many Pakistanis came to India. They migrate to India. India faced many problems. They become orphans. They lost their houses. So the main responsible for Indian government to give the homes for these people. Millions of people uprooted from their homes. And also there is in that period there is a communal riot between Hindu and Muslims. After independence, India largest get a democratic government, adopted the democratic government. India is the largest democracy of the world. After that, the Indians, democracy means the government is ruled by the people. The power of the government under the control of people. So Indians enjoy the freedom of speech, worship and press. All citizens have equal rights. India is rich in natural resources also. Yet here inhabitants are poor. The mineral wealth of the country is unexplored. Under the union government, new industries are being set up. After independence, India get a lot of developments in the field of agriculture, industries, and also it gives the freedom for Indians to speech and worship and press. They are under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru, India get many development, progress in all fields. Already Indian goods are being exported to other countries. New methods of agriculture are being used to increase the food production. In agriculture field also there is a lot of development. They use the science and technology or modern method to grow the crops, to agriculture the crops. She has already become self-sufficient in food. In the field of science and literature, India has produced the eminent peoples. Not only we develop the agriculture and industries, there is a lot of eminent peoples in the field of science and literature, like Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose and Sri H.N. Bhabha are all the very important. They give their contribution to not only for India, to the world. India is a peace-loving country, but she has to spread huge amount of defense also, because there is a danger from our neighbors. We are also peace-loving country, but also we have huge amount of defense because our neighboring countries are dangerous, namely the Pakistan and China. The present government under the new Prime Minister is trying to befriend them. India is a land of villages with many languages, but there is a unity in diversity. Ours is a secular state and all religions flourish side by side, no? So India is a peace-loving country, but we have good defense also. In India, there are so many villages. There are so many languages. India is a unity in diversity. India is a secular state. All religions are lived in India. Our country abounds of glorious historical buildings and scenes. There is a not tourist who does not visit the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a very marvelous monument. It is the symbol of eternal love of our Kashmir, the heaven on the earth. Our country is a land of temples, mosques, churches, great rivers, and vast fertile plains of the Ganga and the highest mountains of the world. It is the land where civilization first blossomed in the world. Our fields are fed with the perennial waters of the waters of the rivers. There are so many rivers are flowing in India. So many highest mountain peaks are there. We have a vast fertile land. So many temples, mosques, churches. This is the land of secular state. There so many religions were lived in India. So India is a very beautiful country. We live in India. We are Indians. We must know about our country. It is the everyone duty, no? Have you ever heard the slogan Bharat Mata Ki Jai? Jai Hind. It is the common slogan for Indians. When did you hear these slogans? In India. So in this chapter we shall read about our land. What you learn in this lesson? We learn about our land. This is India is so many mountains, desert, plateaus, rivers. Mount Everest is the highest mountain peak point in the world. It is the tallest peak in the world. So we have great Himalaya in the north of India. There are high mountains. 8,848 meter high, the Mount Everest. What is the height of the Mount Everest? It is the very tallest peak in the world. And also we have plains, fertile plains. Northern plain is called very fertile. There are so many rivers flow in this area. Satellite, Ganga, Brahmaputra. These plains were very fertile and excellent for agriculture. These are made of soil brought down by the river flowing through them. So, and we also plateaus, Deccan Plateau. It is the oldest plateau in the landmass in India. So it has a rich minerals. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri are important rivers flow in this area. So Plateau of Tibet is the highest plateau in the world. It is shown in the roof of the world. And we also desert also in India. It is a sandy area. There is no water or very little water in these areas. They get scanty rainfall. The camel is the main animal of the desert. The only desert in India, Thar Desert, lies in Rajasthan. And we have also coastal plains. So all area, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, these are all the western eastern coastal plains respectively. We have also islands. Islands means the four sides is covered with water. There are two groups of islands are there, Lakshadweep Islands and Andaman Nicobar Islands. So in geographically India is a very beautiful country. So and also we have very rich heritage. There are so many rulers. India is a rich heritage. In ancient period, there are so many great leaders, great dynasties ruled in country. So India is one of the greatest country in the world. What do you learn today, children? Today learn about India's extent. What is the total length from east to west? No, India is our country, our motherland. It is where it is situated. It is a part of Asia. It is the second populous country after China. The north we have Himalaya, Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan. In east we have Myanmar, Bangladesh and Bay of Bengal. To the west we have Pakistan and Arabian Sea. In the south we have Indian Ocean and Sri Lanka. Kashmir is known as heaven of the earth. It is a beautiful hill stations are there. It is geographically it is a very beautiful state. The national anthem of Janagana Mana says you learn of the Indian national symbols also. So these are all the important things we learn in this lesson. So and also in next class children we learn about our national symbols of India. What do you learn? National symbols. Which are the national symbols? National emblem, national bird, national calendar, national flag, national flower, national tree, national game, and national fruit, national anthem, national animal, national pledge, and national days. In next class, I explain all about in detail. I think all of you understand about this lesson. So we are proud about Indian heritage. Understood? We are Indians. India is our motherland. India is also called Bharat. Understood? So I think stop this lesson today. In next class I will continue. Till now, thank you. Goodbye.